I forgot to write an intro for this video, so let's just get into talking about my favorite TV show that isn't Ninjago. So Orphan Black has a lot of content surrounding it. There's multiple TV shows, there's a graphic novel series, there's a game that went defunct years ago, there's an audio series, there's just a lot. First, I'm gonna start talking through the TV shows, and then I'm gonna talk about some of the other media as well. Let's start off with the original Orphan Black series, aka the series that started it all. It starts off with Sarah stepping off a train and seeing Beth, a woman who looks exactly like her. Sarah would then go on to impersonate Beth to find out who she is and why she looks like her. Sarah would also meet Allison and Cosima because of this and find out that she is a clone. I also forgot to mention that while she was impersonating Beth, she got in a car with Katja, another clone who was assassinated. The rest of the show is dedicated to figuring out who is taking out the clones, as well as attempting to find out who made the clones and protecting Sarah's daughter Kira from being experimented on. The clones also have a disease that affects their epithelial tissue, which is mostly explored through Cosima and partially through Charlotte, the youngest clone shown. A lot of the show's runtime is dedicated to attempts to cure this disease, with vaccines being created and administered to the rest of the known and mostly unaware clones in the last episode. Additionally, the leader clones were designed to be infertile, with the only clones that I know of to avoid this infertility and the disease are Sarah and Helena, who both have children, these being Kira, Arthur, and Donnie respectively. Arthur and Donnie even being named after the already existing characters that were depicted by Kevin Hanchard and Kristen Brune. Orphan Black was released on the 30th of March 2013 and lasted until the 12th of August 2017. The most famous company associated with Orphan Black's production was BBC America, which is also where it aired in the US. It was created by Graham Manson and John Fawcett and included actors such as Tatiana Maslany as the leader clones, excluding Charlotte, Maria Doyle Kennedy as Siobhan, Jordan Gavris as Felix, Kevin Hanchard as Arthur, and Diane Bruce as Paul. The series won a Peabody Award in 2013 and has been nominated and won 4 Canadian Screen Awards. Orphan Black also led to Tatiana Maslany winning a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress for a Drama Series in 2016, as well as being nominated again for the same award in 2015 and 2018. She also won a Television Critics Association Award in 2013 for Individual Achievement in Drama, a Young Hollywood Award in 2013 for Female Breakthrough Performance, a Gracie Allen Award in 2014 for Outstanding Female Actor in a Breakthrough Role, 2 Critics' Choice Awards in 2013 and 2014 for Best Actress in a Drama Series, 2 IGN Summer Movie Awards in 2013 and 2014 for Best TV Actress, 2 International Online Cinema Awards in 2013 and 2014 for Best Actress in a Drama Series, and 3 Gold Derby Awards in 2013, 2014 and 2015 for Drama, Lead Actress and Breakthrough Performer of the Year. She's also nominated for several other awards I won't mention here, otherwise this video will be 2 hours long. Orphan Black Echoes is the sequel series to Orphan Black and released on the 23rd of June 2024 in Canada and ended on the 25th of August 2024. It takes place around 40 years after the end of the original series and follows Lucy, a clone who is initially unaware and has no memories from her past life, who discovers that herself alongside a teenager called Jules, who looks extremely similar to her, are the clones of an older Kira's wife, Eleanor Miller. Echoes takes a different approach to cloning than in Orphan Black. In Orphan Black, several people, including Amelia, were impregnated using the clone DNA. I assume that they were all approached in a similar way to Amelia, who were asked by scientists acting as a couple to be their paid surrogate. In Echoes, on the other hand, cloning is referred to as printing, and instead of living their whole life as a clone, Jules, Lucy, and Eleanor, the new Eleanor at least, were created to be born at specific ages. For example, Lucy was created to be an adult and doesn't have memories from her childhood because she wasn't a child. Echoes has a rating of 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb compared to the 8.3 out of 10 Orphan Black has, and does not have any awards compared to the tantamount of awards that Orphan Black received just for Tatiana Maslany's performance alone. It's hard for me not to compare Echoes to the original series. Although I did enjoy Echoes as a series, I feel a bit disappointed, as I felt as if one season wasn't enough to fully flesh out its ideas and the concept of printing. But that's what happens when a series is cancelled, but we'll get to its cancellation later. There are several other pieces of Orphan Black media as well. First of all, there's an audio series on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever else you get your podcasts, called Orphan Black The Next Chapter. It's set about 8 to 10 years after the end of the OG series and follows several of the clones, including Charlotte, Allison, Cosima, and Sarah, who has a lesser role, which makes sense since Sarah was the main character of the OG series. Several other characters also have front and center roles, like Delphine and Kira. We also meet some new clones who I believe were made from the same genetic template as the leader clones, but were not made by a leader. The main new clone is Vivi Valdez, who is unaware that she is a clone at the start of the show, but slowly grows suspicious after seeing Cosima while out on a mission. I have not finished listening to this. I'm currently still on season 1, so I don't really have too many opinions on it as of right yet, but I'll get back to you once I actually finish the series and, have the motivation to actually finish it, because it's taken me a year just to listen to the first 9 episodes. If you hear a weird noise, by the way, I just turned my fan on because it is absolutely boiling in my room. It's 27 degrees and it's supposed to get to 33 degrees later today, I think, or later this week, which is so fun because I'm streaming later, so yeah. That's great. Anyways, the next chapter first released on Spotify on the 1st of April 2021, with Season 1 concluded on the 18th of July 2021. Season 2 began on the 29th of October 2021 and ended on the 11th of March 2022. It was produced by Realm Media and several of the actors reprised their roles, with Tatiana Maslany voicing the clones, Jordan Gavris as Felix, Evelyn Bochu as Delphine, and Christian Brune as Donnie. There are also Orphan Black comics! From what I found, these were written by the show's creators John Fawcett and Graham Manson and were published by IDW Publishing. There were 5 issues, with the first 2 issues being called The Clone Club, with a focus on Sarah and Helena. Issue 3 was called Helsinki, 4 was Deviations, and 5 was Crazy Science. The comic series would then be cancelled because of low orders from comic book stores, which is a shame because I would have loved to pick them up and read them. I won't be doing a plot summary of these because I haven't read them and I kind of don't want to spoil myself, although it will be hard for me to get all the issues, as I know that 3 of the issues are on Amazon and I haven't been able to find the first 2 yet. There was also a mobile game. It was called Orphan Black The Game. Very creative, I know. And was published on the 25th of March 2017 by Boat Rocker Media for iOS, but sadly got removed from the App Store a little while ago. There's a website that's still up with Cosima, Sarah, and Helena being prominently featured, so I assume it follows those 3, but I'm not sure because I've never played it. According to IMDb, it was an adventure puzzle game and you had to guide Sarah and her sisters to avoid snipers, set traps, and unlock laser doors in as few steps as possible. It also has a rating of 8 out of 10 on IMDb, although there's no plot synopsis, which is great! But I think there's a few YouTube playthroughs, so if I can find them, I'll link them in the description. As I was looking for information on the mobile game, I found out there was also a card game called, wait for it, Orphan Black the Card Game. So creative, so great, so creative. Apparently it was published by IDW Games and Pandasaurus Games, though the link to this game on IDW Games is now defunct. According to the Board Game Geek, in this game you are assigned to either the Proletheans, Neolutionists, or the Black, and had to influence as many clones as possible into joining your team, while also trying to keep other players in the dark about which team you are on. It was released in 2015 with a rating of 6.1 on Board Game Geek, and was designed by Jay Cormier and Sang Fu Lim. I don't understand how long it took me to say that name. Back to Echoes. It was cancelled after 1 season with 10 episodes. According to IMDb, this was due to fans not being as devoted to Echoes like they were with Orphan Black, as it scored low with fans, 60% rated on Rotten Tomatoes, and mixed to favourable reviews by critics. It's really a shame that it got cancelled because, as mentioned before, I hope there was more clarification on the printing, cloning stuff. Or maybe it's for the best. Who knows? Maybe it would have been a cheap copy of the original series. Who knows? Who knows at this point? It's gone now. It's slightly hard for me to compare the original Orphan Black to Echoes, as Orphan Black had 5 seasons to flesh out its plot compared to Echoes' 1 season. Although this is probably because of how vastly different the media landscape is now compared to 10 years ago. Just from what I remember, 10 years ago, TV felt more experimental, and it felt like people were more likely to take chances on shows with less than perfect ratings, low viewership, etc., and give them more seasons to flesh out their story. If Orphan Black was made today instead of 10 years ago, it might got cancelled after season 1, as even though it had pretty good ratings, with the highest rated episode being season 4 episode 6 according to IMDb, viewership may have killed it, as many Orphan Black episodes got less than 500,000 US viewers when they initially premiered. Orphan Black was a product of its time, which is a good thing because it was a series that was allowed to flourish when Echoes was made at a time when a lot of companies choose to spend money on safer series such as reboots rather than more experimental series. I say this as if Orphan Black Echoes isn't like a reboot, but whatever. I first watched Orphan Black about 3 or 4 years ago now, back in 2021. I didn't have much to watch on Netflix at that point, mainly because I was waiting for the new Ninjago season, which was either Seabound or Crystallized, I think, to release. So I was searching Netflix for a new series to watch. Orphan Black was recommended to me, and I thought that it looked interesting partially because some of the episodes have biology-related titles, and at the time I was a biology nerd, and it turns out I was very interested in the series. I found it very intriguing. I'll admit, when watching it, I was confused by a lot of terminology, but it sounded sciencey enough for me to continue watching and be interested in the concept of clones and shit. In 2024, I wanted to rewatch Orphan Black because of how much I enjoyed watching it the first time, and I had also just completed biology at A-level in 2023, so I wanted to see if I could understand the biological terminology more than I did previously. But it wasn't on UK Netflix when it previously was, which is annoying because it's my favourite live action TV show. Luckily, I managed to watch it on ITVX, which is a UK streaming service. But I was kind of pissed off that I had been taken off. I also hate how the free version of ITVX has ads, but that's my own fault because I'm not paying for no ads when all I use it for. It's Orphan Black and Ninjago. Well, just Ninjago now, since Orphan Black is now back on UK Netflix. Ninjago is also on UK Netflix as well, but they add seasons 6 months later than when they aired, which is stupid and annoying. I also have no idea why Orphan Black was removed from UK Netflix last year, but re-added this year. At least I don't have to deal with ads when we're watching it again. I don't have a lot of people I can rant to about Orphan Black, which is why I'm making this video, because I'm 10 years late to the fandom, which is my bad. Honestly, I shouldn't have been 8 when it first aired. In 2013, brought my key Twitter account and interacted with the fan base. I literally made my Twitter account 3 months after the show ended. And when I found the show in 2021, the fandom was pretty much dead. There's 2 people I follow that talk about Orphan Black, that are Orphan Black fan accounts. That's it. Despite new media being released, Echoes and the audio series being released recently, I didn't see a lot of traction surrounding the show, honestly, until Echoes was cancelled, which sucks because I don't have a lot of people I can talk to about the show. And like I said, I literally have 2 people that I follow that shares my interest in the show. I doubt there will be more Orphan Black media anytime soon. I can barely find some of the physical Orphan Black media, mainly the comics, anywhere. Some issues are on Amazon, some people on Reddit say they found it at their local comic shop, but there's nowhere really for me personally to buy it, which is understandable, I guess, because it's not really a popular piece of media anymore. But come on, please just let me find the first 2 issues of the comics, please. And also I have no idea where to buy the card game. I don't know where it is. At least I still have the audio series and the TV shows to go back to, I guess, but that's it.